Hello and welcome to another Marvel Champions the card game video. So today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Sinister Motives expansion. So it's my first big box expansion that I got for this game. So we're just going to open it up and see what is inside. Alright. So we got very nice artwork here on the front, showing all the villains and the heroes. It comes in this set. Just look at what the back of the box says, and then we'll get into it. So that's pretty nice. 2 complete pre-built hero decks. So we have Spider-Man. We have the Miles Morales version now, and the Ghost Spider, because we had the other Spider-Man already. And then 5 new scenarios. So it shows Sandman, Doc Ock, Venom, and Mysterio. But there are 5 different ones, so we'll see which other scenario we got in here. So I know the Sinister Six is in here as well. Just a piece of cardboard. Alright. So what's in the box? We have 5 different packs of cards here. We'll go through those in a second. And then we have the rule book. The expansion has different keywords that come up in this game that aren't in the base game, and then it tells you everything that comes with this. Alright, there's a lot going on. So we have a campaign in this mode. So this just tells us how to play the campaign mode. So there's certain cards that you only use during that, and then there's a story that you go through, and you have to track reputation and other things. So I'll do a playthrough of the campaign on this channel pretty soon. And then we also have this 2-sided Marvel X-Men Mutant Insurrection little advertisement there. I actually own this game. Maybe I'll do a video on it one of these days. Some looks like books. Yeah, some books that they're advertising as well. Put that off to the side. So we have, these look like the 2 heroes, and then all this we'll do after. We'll do the heroes first. First up, I'll do Ghost Spider first. See what's in that deck. Scissors here. Alright, so they both come with a pre-built deck, but of course you can always customize the deck however you want. Probably for the first playthrough I'll just use the pre-built decks that they come with. So the first card on top is the identity card. So Ghost Spider. Thwart of 1, attack of 2, 3 defense. Dizzying reflexes is a response. After you resolve an interrupt or response ability on an event, ready, Ghost Spider. Limited once per phase. Hand size of 5, 10 hit points. And on her alter ego side, she is Gwen Stacy with a recovery of 3 and an action. Choose either shuffle ticket to the multiverse from your discard pile into your deck or ready George Stacy. Limit once per round. Hand size is 6. It still has the 10 hit points showing there. So we're going to need lots of room for these cards. So starting with her cards, we got a 2-cost event, Ghost Kick. And hero response attack after Ghost Spider uses a basic power, deals 6 damage to an enemy. Max 1 per basic power use. Okay, so there's 3 Ghost Kicks in her deck. Parental Guidance. It's an alter ego action. So 0 cost event. If George Stacy is in play, attach 1 event from your hand or discard pile face down to George Stacy. If George Stacy is not in play, search your deck and discard pile for him and add him to your hand. Just one of those. And we have a 2 cost event, Phantom Flip. Hero response is a thwart. After Ghost Spider uses a basic power, remove 5 threat from a scheme. 1 per basic power use. Okay, so she has these cards. 3 of those. Pirouette and Punch. So a 2 cost event. Hero interrupt. When a card is revealed from the encounter deck, deal damage to the villain equal to 1 more than the number of boost icons on that card. Cancel that card's when revealed effects. That's pretty good. 2 of those. 2 cost event, Web Binding. So requirements, mental. While paying for this card, spend the listed resource. So you have to spend mental resources to pay this card. Okay. Hero interrupt. When an enemy would activate, cancel that activation. If a minion's activation was canceled this way, deal 4 damage to that minion. Okay. Then we have her 1 cost support card, who is George Stacy. That's her father. Events attached to George Stacy may be played as if they were in your hand. Action: exhaust George Stacy. Attach 1 event from your hand face down here to a maximum of 3. So you can collect events and then let you play them later. So we got Tickets to the Multiverse. There's a 3 cost upgrade, and it can be used as 2 wild resources. Or you can do the action on the card, which says remove Ticket to the Multiverse from the game. Discard your hand, shuffle your discard pile into your deck, draw up to your hand size, and ready each Ghost Spider card you control. Okay. Which she has a 2 cost upgrade, Web Bracelet. After resolve and interrupt a responsibility on an event, exhaust Web Bracelet, draw 1 card, max 1 per event. And she has 2 of those. Pretty nice. Then she has a 2 cost ally. So these are now into her protection cards. So she comes with a protection deck. So these can be switched out. Her 2 cost ally is Silk, Cindy Moon. Thwart of 1, attack of 1, 2 health. She's a Web Warrior. Response: after you play Silk from your hand, if you control another Web Warrior card, search the encounter deck for a treachery and discard it. And then she has Spider-Man Miles Morales in her deck. So 4 cost ally, Thwart of 1, attack of 2, 3 health. Response: after you play Spider-Man from your hand, stun and confuse an enemy if you control at least 3 Web Warrior cards. Okay. Another Web Warrior. So we got a 3 cost ally, Thwart of 1, attack of 2, 5 health. It's Spider UK, Billy Braddock. Interrupt: when Spider UK defends against an attack, deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to the number of Web Warrior cards you control. Okay. It's pretty nice. Then 1 cost event, Bait and Switch. Hero action: thwart. The villain attacks you, remove 4 threat from the main scheme. There's 3 of those. We got Jump Flip, 1 cost event. Hero interrupt defense. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent 2 of that damage if you paid for this card using a energy resource and remove 2 threat from the main scheme. 3 of those Jump Flips. Return the Favor is a 0 cost event. Hero action: attack. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a treachery. Reveal that treachery, deal 5 damage to the villain. So there's 3 of those. 2 cost event, What Doesn't Kill Me. Requirement: physical. So you have to use physical when you pay for this. Hero action, heal 2 damage from your hero, ready your hero. 3 of those. Alright, so we do have another 3-cost ally. These are her basic cards now. It's Spider-Man Hobby Brown, so another Spider-Man. 2 thwart, attack a 2. He does take 2 damage when he thwarts. So 3 health. Play only if you control a Web Warrior card. Interrupt, when Spider-Man leaves play, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Deal damage to the villain equal to the number of boost icons discarded this way. Okay. And then we have Across the Spider-Verse. It's a 2-cost event. Max 1 per deck. Hero action, exhaust a Web Warrior card you control. Search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. Then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. So you can get a lot of Web Warriors in play. 1-cost event, Young Love. Team up Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales. Max 1 per deck. It's an alter ego action. Heal 3 damage each from Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales. And then we have the 3 Energy, Genius, and Strength. Those 3 resource cards that we've seen plenty of times. We have a 3-cost support, Web of Life and Destiny. It's ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web Warrior trait. Response, after a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. That player draws 1 card. Okay. Plan B is a 1-cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. You can use a hero action to exhaust Plan B and discard 1 random card from your hand. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. So there's 3 of those. And now we have her obligation card, which is Worried Father. So give to the Gwen Stacy player, search your deck, hand, discard pile, and play area for George Stacy and set him aside. Attach this obligation to him. As an alter ego action, exhaust Gwen Stacy, remove this obligation from the game, add George Stacy to your hand. Okay. And now the Ghost Spider Nemesis is the Lizard. So the first card in that set is the Side Scheme Regenerative Research. So Force Interrupt, when the villain phase begins, heal 1 damage from each enemy. And it starts with 5 thread on it. And then we have the Lizard. So he has a Scheme of 1, attack of 3, 5 health. And Force Interrupt, when the villain phase begins, heal 1 damage from the Lizard. Okay. Experimental Injection. So attachment. So attach the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. Attached minion gains the creature trait and gets +4 hit points. 1 of those for the Lizard. In Cold Blood Treachery. So when revealed, the Lizard attacks you. You cannot play events until after that attack resolves. If no attack was made this way, this card gains Surge. Okay, so there's 2 of those. Just go ahead and put the Lizard on top. Alright, so those are the cards that come with the pre-built deck for Ghost Spider. Now we'll go through Spider-Man's deck. So this is Spider-Man Miles Morales. His pre-built deck. See what cards come with that. So first card is the Identity card. Thwart of 2, attack of 2, 2 defense, hand size of 5, 9 hit points. Venom Blast is a special, deal 2 damage to an enemy, stun that enemy. And then Spider Camouflage is another special ability. Give Spider-Man a tough status card, confuse an enemy. Okay. And Miles Morales has a recovery of 4. And responds, after you change to this form, shuffle 1 Spider-Man card from your discard pile into your deck. And a hand size of 6 on this side. We have Spider-Man Arachnobatics. Oh, drop that. It's a 1-cost event. And hero action attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy has a stun status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. If the enemy has a confused status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. Okay. So there's 2 of those. Double life. It is a max 1 per round. Action, change your form if you paid for this using a physical resource, ready your identity. That's pretty good. Then we have a 2-cost event, swing in. And hero action, thwart, remove 4 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this card using a mental resource, resolve Spider-Man's spider camouflage ability. So that's how you get that ability to go off. We have a 2-cost event, web shot. Hero action, attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using a energy resource, resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. So that's how you do his other ability on his card. And there's 3 of those. And we have Gank Lee. He's a 2-cost support. Action, exhaust Gank Lee, draw 1 card. If you are in hero form, choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Okay. And another 2-cost support, Jefferson Davis. And he has an alter ego action, exhaust Jefferson Davis, remove 1 threat from the scheme with the least threat. Power Within is a 1-cost upgrade. After your hero uses a basic power, discard Power Within, resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. So that's, I don't know why I made a separate pile, but put them together. Then we have Defense Mechanism. It's a 1-cost upgrade. Hero response. After your hero uses a basic power, discard Defense Mechanism. Resolve Spider-Man's spider camouflage ability. Okay. Then we got 1-cost upgrade, Web Shooter. So it has 3 web counters, and when they're gone, this card is discarded. Exhaust Web Shooter and remove 1 web counter from it. Generate a wild resource. So it's a hero resource, 2 of those. So the other Spider-Man has those 2 as well. Same card. 3-cost ally is Monica Chang. So these are his Justice cards. He has a Justice deck. Thwart of 1, attack of 1, 2 health. Response, after Monica Chang enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of the Surveillance Team support and put it into play. Place 1 Snoop counter on each Surveillance Team you control. Okay. 3-cost ally, Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. And she's Thwart of 1, attack of 2, 3 health. Reduce the cost to play Spider-Woman by 1 for each confused enemy in play. And then Homeland Intervention is a 0-cost event. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. 3 of those. Global Logistics is a 0-cost event. Exhaust 1 shield card you control. Look at the top 4 cards of a player deck or the encounter deck. Discard any number of those and put the others on the top and or bottom of that deck in any order. Okay, that's 3 Global Logistics. Field Agents, a 1-cost support. Uses 3 backup counters. Hero Interrupt. When a shield ally would take any amount of consequential damage, exhaust Field Agent and remove 1 backup counter from it. Prevent 1 of that damage. Okay. Surveillance Team, 2-cost support. We've seen this one before. And it has 3 Snoop counters on it. Exhaust Surveillance Team and remove 1 Snoop counter from it. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. So there's 2 of those. Then we have some basic cards. Agent 13, Sharon Carter. 4-cost ally. Thwart of 2, attack of 1. So response, after Agent 13 attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support and ready that support. And she has 4 health. Dum Dum Dugan is a 5-cost ally. Another basic card. Thwart of 3, attack of 3. It does take 3 damage to thwart and 2 to attack. 5 health, and interrupt. When you use one of Dum Dum Dugan's basic powers, exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control. For each card exhausted this way, Dum Dum Dugan gets +1 to that power for this use. And then we have Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy. He has her in his deck. So Thwart of 1, attack of 2, 3 health. Play only if you control a Web Warrior card. Interrupt when Ghost Spider leaves play. Search your deck for an identity-specific event and add it to your hand. So if I use them together, I won't be able to use these cards. Because you can't have 2 of the same card. That's what this star means. So I wouldn't be able to use her if I'm using Ghost Spider as one of my characters. So 3-cost ally, Spider-Man, Peter Parker. So Thwart of 2, attack of 2, 3 health. He's a Web Warrior. Requirement 1 of each resource. So while paying for this card, spend the listed resources. So you have to spend 1 of each to play this. Response: after Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another Web Warrior character. Ready that character. And then he has Young Love as well, the same card that was in Ghost Spider's deck. And 1-cost event, team up Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales, 1 per deck. Alter ego action, heal 3 damage, each from Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales. And then he has the 3 resource cards as well. I haven't seen a deck that doesn't have those 3 in it yet. 2-cost support, Government Liaison. Hero action, exhaust Government Liaison. Play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. There's 3 of those. 3-cost support, Sky Destroyer. And his response: after you play a shield card, exhaust Sky Destroyer, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So you got a lot of shield cards with a shield theme with this Spider-Man. So Keeping Secrets is his obligation card. And then give to the Miles Morales player. You may flip to alter ego form, choose to exhaust Miles Morales, remove Keeping Secrets from the game, or discard Jank Lee and Jefferson Davis from play. If neither was discarded this way, this card gains surge. Discard this obligation. Okay. Then his Nemesis set. His Nemesis is going to be Prowler. The first card is Tracking Prey, the side scheme. When revealed, if you are in alter ego form, place 1 acceleration token here, and then 4 comes in with 4 threat on it and has an acceleration icon. So Prowler is a minion, scheme of 1, attack of 2, 5 health, and Stalwart. When revealed, if you are in alter ego form, give Prowler a tough status card. Okay. And then we have Razor Claws, 2+2 attack, so it's an attachment. Attached to the minion with the highest printed hit points. If you cannot, this card gains surge. And attached minions attacks gain piercing. So we have Slice and Dice, it's Treachery, 2 of those. When revealed, Prowler attacks the player with the fewest remaining hit points, even if that player is in alter ego form. If that attack defeats a character or no attack was made this way, this card gains surge. What? So those are the 2 heroes that come in the Marvel Champions Sinister Motives expansion. So now we can go ahead, probably start with Sandman. I think that's where it's supposed to start. So we'll open this pack. There's 3 packs of cards for the encounter cards. Got a lot of new encounters to play through. So we got Sandman. So for the encounter sets, first one is going to be Sandman. And instead of going through each card for the encounter sets, I'm just going to be doing playthroughs of them. So you'll be able to see the cards then. But I'll just introduce each of the scenarios. So the first one is Sandman. Second one's going to be Venom. And then behind Venom was Mysterio. So that's 3 new villains that we get to go up against and take on. And then we have the Sinister Six. So you're going to be fighting 6 villains at once in this scenario. So that's going to be an interesting one. And there's more Sinister Six cards in this pack. So we got to go open the next pack of cards to see all of those. Got those cards opened up. And then we'll just take out the Sinister Six. So I'll look at each of the villains. So we got Dr. Octopus, Electro, Hobgoblin, Kraven the Hunter, Scorpion, and Vulture are the 6 villains in the Sinister Six scenario. And then the last encounter set that we have is Venom Goblin. So it looks like it's Green Goblin who got the Venom symbiote on him. So that's going to be probably the toughest one, looks like. And then it looks like we got modular sets. This is the rest of them. So I'm going to go ahead and move all this out of the way before I go through the modular sets because we're out of room here. Alright, so modular set, we have City and Chaos modular set. So that has Rhino in it, which is pretty cool. And then we got that 5-card modular set there. And then we have Down to Earth modular set, which has different side scheme. I like to have the side scheme on top, even though that puts it out of order. But that's usually how I like to do my modular sets. And then we have the Goblin Gear modular set. Different ones. And then that pack of cards had some of the Guerrilla Tactics cards, but there's some more in the next pack. So we'll go ahead and open that so we can keep those all together. Guerrilla Tactics. 7 cards in it. Life-size decoy looks pretty cool. It has decoy of Doc Ock as a minion. So I'll be using that eventually. I'll be using all of these eventually. So then we have the Osborne Tech. So that looks like it's all just a bunch of attachments in that modular set. And then Personal Nightmare. That's probably going to be the one that you use with Mysterio, it looks like. So there's that. And then we have Sinister Assault. It's got all the different Sinister Six as minions. That's pretty cool. You can have a modular set where it's just the Sinister Six as minions. And then we have Symbiotic Strength. It's a 9-card modular set. So that's going to be the one that we're going to use with Venom, it looks like. And then Whispers of Paranoia. 5 cards for that one. So, some interesting looking ones there, because that one looks like it could go with Mysterio as well. So I wonder which one it tells you to use, but we'll find out. So now these cards, 2 of them, looks like it's for the campaign Bad Publicity. Oh, that one has So it's an environment and a treachery card. So we'll figure out what those do when we go through our campaign. So more campaign cards, community service. So we'll figure out what those are for. Yeah, looks like everything else is Stitches Get Stitches. There's another campaign card, and then Shield Tech. So a bunch of Shield Tech from the campaign. And then some basic cards. So we have a Symbiote Suit. It's an upgrade. And then Venom. So these are just basic cards. Max 1 per deck. So Venom is Eddie Brock. And I'm assuming these are going to come out in the campaign. That's why they were separated like this. But Thwart of 2, attack of 3, 6 health. Response after you reveal an encounter card, deal 1 damage to Venom. Deal damage to an enemy equal to the number of star and boost icons in this card's boost area. In that card's boost area. Okay. And he has a hazard icon, so while he's out you're going to be getting extra encounter cards. Same with the Symbiote Suit. So even though he's an ally, it still hurts you. Sounds like something would happen with Venom. In a Symbiote Suit, 1 per deck, your identity gets +1 to each of its basic powers, +1 hand-sided, +10 hit points. That's pretty good. It has the hazard icon, but I think it might be worth it. Alright, so we'll see how those come into play in the campaign mode when I do a playthrough of that. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and have a great day. I'll see you next time.